The stigma of the unemployed. Okay, guys, welcome to another podcast. This is going to be geared towards a little bit of a cautionary tale from a hiring manager. So I've been a hiring manager going on 3 or 4 years now. I hire for numerous projects, numerous skill sets, primarily in the IT realm. One thing that I've been noticing here lately is I have friends that have this perpetual pattern of unemployment, and I really try my best. I like to think of myself as a problem solver. What I'm noticing is solving all problems are not necessarily black and white. It's not easy. Not all problems are solvable. But I can give my advice, and today I want to talk about a little bit about, from a hiring manager perspective, what an unemployed person should be doing to win my favor. That's right. So, as an example, we got right now in the United States, we have like 2% unemployment. That is like really, really, really low unemployment. I'm here in Indianapolis, and we actually have more jobs than people. It's crazy the salaries we're giving away here. It's ridiculous the 6-digit salaries Indianapolis is giving to people who aren't worth that, but it's because we have to find talent. So why that's, we have more jobs than people. Think that for a second. So if we have more jobs than people in the state of Indianapolis, this isn't Austin, Texas, or San Francisco, Silicon Valley. This is Indianapolis, Indiana. We have more jobs than people. Why is there unemployed people? So from the perspective of a hiring manager, the fear that I have, if someone has been unemployed for like a year, 2 years, 3 months, 6 months, that's not a big deal. But if I see someone who's been unemployed for more than a year, I'm thinking there's something wrong with that person. Because how it's almost impossible to find a job in these conditions. So again, I'm not saying I'm right in my concern. I could be wrong. There could be factors I'm not taking into account. I do know what it's like to not have formal education, and that does add a variable to things. Most of the jobs that are available in Indiana don't require a college degree, so that's one thing. And they're not, how can I say this? Most of the jobs here are intellectual-based jobs that I see, tech jobs, which isn't something you can just jump into. It takes a few months of study. So perhaps it's a little bit harder for the blue-collar folks that are unemployed due to automation or whatever else to transition into IT. So now that I've told you, okay, someone with more than 1 year of unemployment scares me. What do we do? What do you do to win the favor of a hiring manager? So I can answer that. First off, I would say you're not unemployed. You are on a sabbatical. Yes, that implies that you're unemployed, but the question is, what are you doing on that sabbatical? So it really depends on what is going on. If you're just sitting at home being a victim, that's not desirable. That's not a desirable trait to a hiring manager. Thomas Sowell says it best in his book, Black Rednecks, White Liberals, that an alibi is something comfortable to rest on. An alibi is perpetual. It's basically a story that says, oh, this happened and now this is a consequence. But a challenge, an achievement, that's it. An achievement is something you have to continuously fight for, strive for. And the act of achievement means you're continuously learning and improving your skills. That's great. That's exactly what I want to see from somebody who's unemployed or on a sabbatical. Tell me, what have you done with your life since you've been unemployed? Now, obviously, if someone's suffering from depression, they're not going to say, I'm not expecting them to tell me that getting out of bed is easy for them. I understand that. But for the vast majority of people that aren't suffering from crippling depression, or maybe if you are suffering from depression, one advice that I can give you as a hiring manager is show me what you've done. Volunteer, learn a skill, Go to Khan Academy and start taking computer courses. Go to lynda.com, start taking computer courses or business courses. Clean up your LinkedIn profile and talk about the projects you're working on. There's so many free blogging sites now. Get away from social media. That's garbage. That's not as search engine friendly as your own blogging site. Start blogging about what you're doing. And I don't mean to tie LinkedIn with social media. Start writing articles on LinkedIn about what skill you're learning and what challenges you have. Start doing projects. Do free projects. Call mom and dad or your locals in your neighborhood and start doing little projects, even if it's something. That shows me that the person's ambitious. The person can relearn. That's a big thing right now. Can you relearn? I have a lot of, I lived in Evansville for a while, which is a very, very manufacturing, industrious town. And there's a lot of folks that have been, assembly line workers who do exactly what they're told, but they're seeing their jobs disappear. So now in an intellectual-based economy, your path is not linear. It's not as easy to do as you're told. You got to think critical sometimes and solve problems by doing a root cause analysis. You gotta bounce ideas off others. The path to success is not so linear. And some of the individuals I was training in Evansville just did not know how to think critical. Their job in manufacturing went away, and they just didn't know. What can we do? And it's like, think critical and start working on self-improvement. So I hope I didn't ramble on too much, but that is definitely what this post is about. It's a caution. If you're unemployed, change that to sabbatical, not just physically, but mentally. And then take that time to reflect on why you are unemployed or why you are on a sabbatical. Be intentional about your actions. And if it's your fault, if it wasn't your fault, or you learned from something, like if a company was downsizing, explain that. Break that, do a root cause analysis on the problem. The problem is you don't have a job. So do a root cause analysis on that. Now take the steps you need to take to improve it. It's just math. So like I said, this is black and white. Start working on the things that you've got to work on. And start taking courses. Khan Academy is free. Lynda.com has a free trial. I'll put the link in the resources on the blog post. So if you want more details, you can also comment on this if you'd like more information on how to start with nothing and develop your own personal skills. But the thing is, do not be static. Static will perpetuate your situation. It will perpetuate your alibi and keep you in that situation. So that's all I have. I hope you all have a good weekend.